Today we're gonna start a new lesson, chapter 2, lesson 2, which talking about compare and order fractions and decimals. In this lesson, we're gonna compare the fractions with each other, fraction with fraction, decimal with fraction. Now, but here before we start, I will remind you now that how to compare two fractions with each other. Like, if you have 2/5 and 3/5. Now, if I have now these two fractions, and these two fractions have the same denominator, okay, as you see here, they have the same denominator. If they have the same denominator, so the one that has the greatest numerator will be the greater. You ask me, teacher, type how? If you have this one, let's see. Now, here, if you have it like, assume that they are the same, they are equal. Just a minute. Okay, now, the first one here, what do we have? We have 2/5. That means I have to shade 2 only. And here I have to shade 3. So now, which is greater, the first one or the second one? The second one. So when you have same, now when do we, just a minute, miss, just a minute. Here, if we have the same denominator, okay, same denominator, okay, so check the numerator. If the one that have the greatest number will be the greatest fraction. The greatest numerator is the greatest fraction. Now what if we have 2/5 compared with 4/5? Sorry. Just a minute. With 2/4. How can I compare between them? See now, you have to know something. If we have same numerator, okay, the one with the least denominator will be the greatest. Yeah, what do I mean by it? Look at here. We have 5 and we have 4. The one, now which is greater, 4 or 5? Okay, which is the least? 4. So since 4 is less than 5, so this one will be the greatest. If both, you know, I mean 2/5 and 2/5, they are equal. Okay. Now, like here 3, 4, and here is 3. Give me your example. Like 2/3 and 2/4. Yeah. Now, which is the least, 3 or 4? 3. So this will be the greatest fraction. Okay. Now, some of you ask me, teacher, how can I say that 2/4 is greater than 2/5? Let's represent them here. Here we have to represent them. Now, yes. Yeah. Yeah. See here, we have 2 over 5, and here we have 2 over 4. After I represent it, I found that. Now let's look at the two graphs here. Which is greater? The second one, is it right? So that's mean the one with the least denominator will be the greatest. Okay, by shading, this is 2 over 4 and this is 2 over 5. What's the greater? Oh, 2 after 4. Yeah. So now this case happened. Okay, I can say that the one with the least denominator is the greatest if we have the same numerator. If we don't have, yeah, I can. Now, if we have different numerator, I cannot use this way. I have to compare between them by making them have the same denominator. So if this case happen only if I have the same numerator, I can see the denominator. But if the numerators are different and the denominator are different, I cannot say this. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, I will give you. Okay, okay. Okay, now see here. If you have 3 over 5, I can say like, and 3 over 7. If you have 1 over 2, comparing with 4 over 2. Yeah, the first one. 3 over 5 and 3 over 7. We have the same numerator, different denominator. So which one is the greatest? What is the least denominator here? Which one? The 5 is the least denominator. So since 5 is the least denominator, so 3 over 5 is greater than 3 over 7. The second one. What? I told you the least denominator is the greatest fraction. Now here, 1 over 2 and 4 over 2. We have the same denominator. So you have to check the numerator. 1 and 4, which is greater? 4. So 4 over 2 is greater than half. Yeah. Now, the new flowering dogwood trees were planted in a park of Springfield. The trees were 6.5 feet, 5 and 2 over 3 feet, and 5 and 5 over 8 feet tall. Order the plant heights from least to greatest. Now, what do we have here? 6.5, 5 and 2 over 3, 5 and 5 over 8. And I want now to compare between them or to order them. Now from here, what do I have? I have 6.5, 5 and something, 5 and something. So what is the greatest? First, you have to compare from the mixed number. Yeah, look at the mixed number here. We have 6, we have 5, and we have 5. So the one with the greatest mixed number is the greatest one. So 6.5 will be the last one. Now then, Wait, I told you that one if we have the same numerator. But here we don't have the same numerator. So what can we do? Let's see, I told you now. One case if we have same numerator, the other case if we have the same denominator. Here we don't have, both of the numerators and the denominator are different. Yes, if this case only happened, but here, what do we have? Look at the 5. We have 5 and 2/3. We have 5 and 5/5, 5 and 5/8. So I want now to compare between them. Just a minute. Here we said this is the greatest one. Yes, this is the greatest one. I will clean it now. Now, just a minute, miss. Excuse me. Just a minute. Here, 6.5 is the greatest. But here now I have 5 and something, 5 and something. I don't know which is the greatest one. How can I compare between them? Look at me. In order to compare between them, you need to compare between their fractions. 5 and 2/3, 5 and 5/8. So now here, to compare between them, as I told you, you need to compare between the fractions. And the fractions have different numerator and different denominator. So next, and to compare between them, you must have the same denominator. So here you have 3, and here we have 8. How can I compare between them? I have to multiply the 3 by 8 and the 8 by 3. In this case, I break them, have the same denominator. Then next, if I multiplied the denominator by 8, I must multiply the numerator by 8. And here is the same. If I multiplied the 8 by 3, I must multiply this 5 by 3 too. Then, what do we have here? 5 and 8 times 2. 16. 8 times 3, 24. Comparing with 5 times 3, 15/24. Now, what is greater here? 16/24 or 15/24? 16. Yes, bravo. So this one will be the second one. And this one will be the smallest. What do you mean by upward bottom? They are the same, but if I want to write them in the question, I have to take the original one. Here I wrote them in order to compare. And since I know that this is the greatest, so I will take this one and say this is the greatest. I will write in the second, and the last small one, I will write it at the beginning. Okay, here now. Just a minute. Okay, please, I want you first to finish writing, then I will explain it for you. Okay, because I want to share screen. So if I share it, the writing will be clear. Yeah, but I will explain it. Yeah, that's it. Now, did you finish writing? Okay. Now, here you have to write the original one. Now, okay. I understand what you said. Now here, if you have 5/7 and 3/2, and you want now to compare between them. Okay? In order to compare between them now here, imagine now you have a rabbit or 2 rabbits, okay? This is a rabbit here, and this is another rabbit here. The first one is standing on a chair. Okay? And the second one is standing on the land. Can I compare now between the length of them, even one is on the land and one on the chair? No, I must make them have the same stand. Both of them are chair or both of them are land. Here in the fractions, I have the same. I cannot compare between them, even we have the same denominator, different denominator. So I need to make them have the same denominator by multiplying. I will say here, this is 7 and this is 2. So in order to make them have the same answer, multiply 7 by 2 and multiply 2 by 7. 14. Okay? Right. Just okay. Yeah. If I multiplied the first fraction of the denominator by 2, her sister wants to multiply it by 2. And if I multiply it here by 7, I must multiply it here by 7. Then I have 15/24, 21/24. Then I will say this is the grade. Is it clear now? Okay, sorry. And here, what did I write here? And what did I do? Here is 10. Okay. Okay, now the other one. So in the first one here, what did we do? We compare 3 mixed numbers. In the first one here, we compare 2 fractions. Now, let's compare between decimal and the fraction. Okay, here we have 0.8, and here we have 3/4. I want now to compare between them, but the first one is decimal and the second one is a fraction. And I cannot compare between them because one is decimal and one is a fraction. So compare between them, I need to make them the same. And I need to make them decimals or make them fractions. The one that's easier to me, that's make the fraction decimal. So 0.8, keep it as 0.8. Then I want to write 3/4 as a decimal. How can I write 3/4 as a decimal? As we said before, 3/4. Did you remember now what we say yesterday? Decimal point here, 0 here. 0 times 4 is 0. 3, then add 1 0. Then 30/4 is 7. 7 times 4, 28. This is 10. This is 2. So the remainder is 2. Then I'll bring now new 0 from me. 20/4, it's 5. So now after I convert it, it comes 0.75. Now what do we have? We have 0.8 and 0.75. Now as you learn from grade 5, when you want to learn to compare between two decimal numbers, just you have to put them or align them under each other. Then start comparing from the left. 0 equals 0. Then here we have to add 0 to make them have the same digits. Then 8 and 7, which is greater? 8. So that means 0.80 is greater than 0.8. Is it clear? Just a minute, Miss. Just a minute. Okay, I will explain for you. No, just a minute, girls. Here, I told you now 3/4. Okay, I will repeat from the beginning. Here, what do we have? We have 0.8 and 3/4. And as you see, one is fraction and one is decimal. Okay, just a minute. Miss, please, I want, girls, Miss, it's recording, don't worry. Miss, excuse me, girls, can I repeat it? Stop, just a minute. Okay, Miss, just a minute. I will explain it now. But let me explain. Here, I will repeat now from the beginning. Here we have 0.8 and 3/4. Okay, now the 0.8 and 3/4. 0.8 is decimal and 3/4 is a fraction. And I cannot compare between fraction and decimal. I must convert the fraction to decimal in order to compare. Okay? Now, here 0.8, it's already decimal, but the 3/4, it's not decimal. I want now to convert it. How can I convert fraction to decimal? As I told you before, by dividing. Now, did you remember now how by divide, how I write it as a decimal? Okay, so after now I did this step, I write it as 0.75. So now 3/4 is 0.75. So now I said here I have 0.8 comparing with 3/4. I will keep 0.8 as it is, but 3/4 I already found it as 0.75. And now I want, just a minute. Now, so here it's 0.75. In order now to compare between them, what you have to do? First, you have to align them under each other. Now, here we have 3 digits down. Here we have 2, so I will add 0. This 0, it doesn't make any change. It just helps me to compare between them. Now, next, when I compare between two decimal, when I compare, sorry, why okay, continue. When I divide, what happened? Yeah, miss, just a minute. She's speaking. Continue. No, I didn't stop. I add 5. Then I multiplied 5 by 4. I get 20. No, it is just guess. Here in decimals, I told you maybe now if you have 3, okay, and if you have 0.3, adding zeros in the whole number to the left, it doesn't matter. And adding zeros to the right in the decimal, it doesn't matter. They are the same. Here it's still 3, and here it's still 0.3. Okay? So I will add a 0 in order to make them okay. Now, so here, just a minute. Now, I said that when I want, or I wrote it now as 0.75. Then here we have 0.8 comparing with 0.75. Now, in order to compare between them, what you have to do? You have to write them under each other. Now here, how many digits we have? 1, 2, and 3. Here 1 and 2. So I will add another 0. And as I told you, adding this 0 to the right in the decimals doesn't matter. In the decimals only. Adding 0 to the right doesn't matter. Adding 0 to the left in the whole number doesn't matter. Now here, when I want to compare between two decimals number, starting from the ones, here, as you know before, here we have ones, 10, and hundreds. Now, starting from the ones, they are equal. Now go to the tenth, 8 and 7, which is greater? The 8, bravo. So this is the greater. So that means 0.80 is greater than 0.75. So 0.8 is greater than 3/4. Is it clear? Okay. Now, yes, I can. Now, in this one here, you have to, in order to, you want to order fractions and decimals. It's okay, I know. Okay. Now, another way to compare between the numbers by the number line. Okay, like here, what do we have? 0.95, 3/10, 1/4, and 0.45. Okay, now if you want now to compare between these numbers, as I told you, you can write them from write them as a decimal, then compare between them as we did before, or you can locate them on the number line, then starting from the left to the right, so you are ordering them from least to greatest. What do I mean? Here, what do we have? Here we have 0.2, so here we have 0.1. Here we have 0.3. Here we have 0.5, 0.7, 0.7, 0.8, and 0.9. Now, where is 0.95? This is 0.9. So here is 10. You can say 90, 95, 10. So 100 yen. So this is 0.95. 0.45. This is, you can say 4, 4.5, 5. So this is here 0.45. This is okay. But now I need now to see where is 3 over 10 and where is 1 over 4. To locate them on the number line, I need to rewrite them in a decimal number. Here we have 3 over 10. I want to write it as a decimal. And 1 over 4, I want to write it as a decimal. Now, 3 over 10, as we said before, here we have dot, here we have decimal point with dot. Then next, I add 0. 30 over 10, it's a 3. 3 times 10, 30. So now, 3 over 10, I write it as 0.3. Now, where's 0.3 here in the number line? It's here. Is it right? Yeah. So here, what do we have? 3 over 10. Now, let's see 1 over 4. I want now to convert it here. So 1 divided by 4. Decimal point, adding 0 now. 10 over 4. 2. Now divide. 2 times 4, it's 8. Subtracting, I have 2. Then adding 0 from me, 20 over 4, it's 5. 5 times 4, bravo. So now what do we have? 0.25. Now where's 0.25? Here we have 0.2. Here what do we have? Here what do we have? Here we have 0.2. So here what do we have? 0.25, like 2, 2.5, 3. So here we have 0.25. Oh, okay, I skip it, but I give you the same answer. So here now, after I represent them on the number line, okay, as you see, we have 1 over 4, 3 over 10, 0.45, 0.95. So now, as I told you, if I read the numbers from left to right, so I order them from least to greatest. So which one is the least one? Bravo, which is 1 over 4. Then, what is next? 3 over 10. Then what do we have next? 0.45. Then 0.95. Is it clear? And some of you, some girls in 6th grade also, they say, teacher, we didn't understand the number line. And for the number line, later on, inshallah, I will explain it. I will explain it for you in details. But I want to know from here. You can, as I told you, a number line is another way to order. If I give you now the numbers as like this. And after you convert them, you have them as 0.95, 0.3, 0.25, 0.45. Can you order them? Why no? Miss, she's talking, girls. See how you will compare them. Girls. See how I will compare between them. I will write them under each other. 0.3, 0.25, and 0.45. In order to compare between them, as I told you here, you have to add 0 to make them have the same number of digits. Then next, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, cover them. They are the same. Now, 4, 9, 3, 2. Which is the least one? This one. Is it right? 2, 3, 9, 4. This one is the least one. So that's mean 0.25 is the least one. Then, what do we have next? 0.30, bravo. Then next. 0.45, bravo. So here now, we have then 0.45, then 0.95. You can use this way, or you can use the number line in order to count to order the numbers. Now, what's your question? Why I put 3/10 as 3/10? Okay, and we convert the decimal 3/10 to 0.3. Okay, so if you look at the number line here, where's 0.3? If this is 0.2, this is 0.25, so this will be 0.3. Okay, if you can leave the meeting, you can leave the meeting. Yes, Miss, continue. Why I put 3/10 here? No, this is not 4/10. Here you have 1/4 and 3/10 in the question. I want now to locate it on the number line. I don't find any number from me. I have 3/10 and 1/4. I want to locate them on the number line. Okay? Here, this one. Sorry? That's okay, miss. I told you can leave the meeting. I just want to answer her question. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. So let's continue here now. Bye-bye.